Good morning, students. Today I am going to start chapter number 11, The Making of National Movement from 1870 to 1947 from history. And your first topic is the emergence of nationalism. So, my dear student, in previous chapter, you have learned about the British conquest of territories and takeover of kingdoms and introduction of new laws and administrative institutions, and due to the introduction of new laws and administrative institution, how the lives of peasants and tribals were totally changed, and many educational changes brought by the Britishers in 19th century, and about the discussion and debate related to the condition of women, challenge of the caste system, social and religious reform, and finally you have learned about the revolution of 1857, which is responsible to change India and its face during the time of British era. And finally, the decline of crafts and growth of new industries in all over the India. So students, on the basis of above topic, here one question will arise, that what is this country of India and for whom is it meant? So students, answer is India was the people of India, all the people irrespective of class, color, caste, creed, language or gender, and the country and its resources and system were meant for all of them. So students, on the basis of above, now we can understand very clearly that whatever given by God for Indians related to all over the continent of India, that all things were taken by the Britishers. So this was very miserable and responsible for the change and very worse lives of its people or Indians. So students, whatever resources controlled by the Britishers, that were all for the Indians. So students, slowly, just after the revolution of 1857, when awareness spread out among the people of India and consciousness began to be clearly stated by the many political associations which were formed after 1850, and started to take steps for the reformation for the Indians, and also to change the lives of Indian people. And now they wanted to stop the domination of British in all over the India by the end of 1880s. So in this series, a number of educated people of India, especially they were lawyers, led by many associations, in which the more important among were the Pune Swarjanik Sabha and the Indian Association, and after that the Madras Mahajan Sabha, the Bombay Presidency Association, and of course very important association was the Indian National Congress. And all these were responsible to start movement against the British rules and domination in all over the India. All right, students. So now I am going to discuss with you that what was the role of these associations, whatever started by the educated and elite people of India to free Indians and Indian subcontinent. So students, the meaning of Pune Sarvajanik Sabha means uh, it is for all the people. Sarv means all and Janik means people. It means for all people. So students, as I told you above that many associations were started to work for the freedom of India in all over the country. And as you know very well that according to the state of India, people using different language, but whatever name which I told you above, that is different from one to another but working to complete one aim, and the aim was the free India. So students, they started to work with the idea of sovereignty. And students, the meaning of sovereignty means the capacity to act independently without outside interference. It means now Indians wanted a sovereign country in which there were no interference related to the Britisher decisions or any other outsiders. So students, the sovereignty or the idea of the sovereign was a key feature of the Indian nationalism. And students, the meaning of nationalism means an idea for a nation in which they wanted a free India for all the people of India, and there were no any matter in front of nationalists and freedom fighters that people who were living that time in India belong to the different caste, creed, religion or class. Everybody wanted to make India free from British domination. So students, in other words, we can say that Indian people should be empowered to take decisions regarding their affairs. And students, now I am going to discuss with you number of factors which were responsible for the dissatisfaction with British rule in all over the India between 1870 to 1880. In this series, the first reason was the Arm Act, which was passed in 1878. And according to this act disallowing Indians from possessing arms, and second one was the Vernacular Press Act was also enacted. And according to the Vernacular Act, this act allowed the government to check out the assets of newspapers, including their printing press, and if the newspapers published anything that was found objectionable against the Britishers, then they can seize their press according to the Vernacular Press Act. And again, in 1883, there was another bill was introduced by the Britishers, that was Albert Bill. And according to this bill, provided for the trial of British or European person by Indians on the basis of equality between British and Indian judges in the country. Okay? But when Britishers or white forced the government to withdraw the bill. And due to this, Indians were started to angry on the British government because the event highlighted the racial attitude of the British in India. So students, here I want to clear one thing in front of you. That is, according to the Albert Bill, whatever trial done by the court in which rules were totally equal for the Britishers and Indians, but that bill was not accepted by the Britishers because Britishers wanted rule something different from the Indians. Okay, that's why this bill was opposed by the Britishers. Alright, and students, the opposition of this bill by the Britishers created a gap between the Indians and British ideology, and now Indians were able to understand that British will be never to us and they will never work for us. Okay? After some time later, the educated people of India felt about the Albert Bill because the controversy related to Albert Bill deepened this desire. That's why the Indian National Congress was established when 72 delegates or important members from all over the country met at Bombay in December 1885. And this National Congress, leadership by Dada Bhai Naroji, Firoz Shah Mehta, Badruddin Tayyabji, W.C. Banerjee, Surendranath Banerjee, Romesh Chandra Dutt, S. Subramania Iyer, among others, and was largely from Bombay and Calcutta. It means a number of people who met at Bombay in December 1885, their number was the 72, but which I told you above, these were the important leader and member of the Indian National Congress, and mostly they were belong to the Bombay and Calcutta. And students, in among all, Dada Bhai Naroji was a businessman and published who was settled in London, and for a time member of the British Parliament, guided the younger nationalist. And a retired British official, A.O. Hume, also played a very important role in bringing Indians from the various regions together. So students, on the basis of all the above, now you can understand that how slowly awareness started to spread among the people of India, and they started demand for complete sovereign or Sampur Swarajya. In this way, many important educated people came together to free India. That's why all the educated people and important leaders of India met Bombay to decide the future of India. And in this series, a British official also helped, whose name was A.O. Hume, to guide line the Indians for the nationalist movement. So students, for today's that's all. In my next explanation, I will discuss with you a nation in the making and freedom is our birthright. Okay, And here I want to one thing in front of you clear. Publicist, it means someone who publishes an idea by circulating information, writing reports, speaking at meetings through the newspaper. All right. Thank you and have a nice day.